Stocks go up, stocks go down. Then we see nice day, and yesterday Nvidia doing nothing. We caught coin, and I'm going to tell you why we caught coin. And this is the reason, the simple reason why Sam has so many people and why people do well. Okay, so coin is in an incredible downturn. And there's a Jane Street article that's saying there was manipulated. We know that that's true too. But here's the thing. So when Circle signed that agreement with Coin, Coin gets like 25% of their revenues from stablecoin. And so Circle popped like $40 that day. And Coin went up like $30 that day. So that's memory. If you're looking at Circle's chart, it doesn't tell you anything about Coin because you didn't remember that, right? But that's what happened. I don't know when it was, 6 months, 8 months, 10 months ago. I don't know. I lose track of time, but I remember the event. Okay? So Sam knew if Circle was going to go way up, then Coin would have to go up. That's what happened last time. So we bought Coin and destroyed them. The 190s went to $3 from 1. The 195s went to $2 from 60 cents. Great trades, right? Then we see. Nvidia, great earnings, not doing anything. The market is still in its so-called bear stage. Things that I keep telling you that people don't understand. CRM is shit. It's going to go to shit. And if I was, I really thought I'm going to start calling into some of these calls. But think about, I could destroy CRM instantaneously if I was on CNBC. I could drop the stock $40 in the next 10 minutes. Okay? They come out and they do this thing, and they said, we're going to do a $50 billion buyback. We're only worth $150 billion. We're going to buy back a third of our stock. But then you go look at free cash flow. They only have $12 billion. If they take all their free cash, they can only buy $12 billion. They can't buy $50 billion. They don't have the cash to buy their own stock. But they're touting, we're buying our stock. Some guy says, oh, they're buying all their stock back. It should be up huge. I'm like, they don't have the money to buy their own stock. They're just saying that. And go look at buyback authorizations. 9 out of 10 companies that do a buyback authorization don't complete it for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Think about that. Hell, Nvidia has a buyback authorization. They don't need to buy back till they're ready to buy back, or they think it's valuable. So all CRM did was scam everybody on that call thinking that they're going to buy their stock back. They're not. They won't buy that back for 5 years and probably will never buy it back. How scummy is that? When you see scummy CEOs just make shit up, can you imagine somebody on the call just saying, you don't have enough money to buy your stock back. When are you going to buy back? Oh, he's going to have to immediately freak out and say, well, in 2 years or 3 years or 4. Well, why are you announcing it now if you're not going to buy it back for 3 years? It would destroy that stock. It would destroy the management team. They would become SMCI. Okay? So understand that. Okay. Caterpillar up a little bit. CrowdStrike. If the software sector is to get better, CrowdStrike needs a 30-point day. Now, I keep telling you, it's not worth what it is, but it doesn't mean it can't bounce 30 and then start back down from there. Okay? Silver. This is really interesting. The last 6 expirations, so it expires Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The last 6 expirations has moved $1.50 to $2 in the last hour. Yesterday, it's 82.5. It drops to 81, then it dropped to 80. It dropped $2.50. The 81 puts were a penny. 81.50 puts were I think they were at 9 cents. Went to $1.50. So what it implies is tomorrow, say, who cares what it is? Let's say it's 75. That it will either go up $1 or down $1 in the last hour, maybe more. And if he gives them to you at 10 cents, it becomes very interesting, right? Just interesting. It's a fun play, okay? Goldman Sachs trying to pop. If the banks can go, then the market can get better. Now, here's the next thing. I don't care what you think of NVIDIA. I don't care what you think of anything. The SPX is at 64.50-ish, round number. I'm sorry, 69.50-ish. Okay? What's bad? It's just rotation. It's valuations. The market is saying when you have scum like CRM, you have scum like Snow. Snow's better. But just do the math on Snow. Snow, it's up a little bit. But Snow isn't going to make even $1 for another 2 years. A quarter. So that's $4 times $4, for new people. Let's go to new people here. What you do to do a quick swag, you can go look it up and get exact numbers, if you're anal like that, okay? Or you can say somebody's making 32 cents. Let's say they make $1. Times it by 4 quarters, that's $4. And times it by a 30 PE. That's a great PE. So that's 120. And then you say, when are they going to make $1? Oh, next year? Okay, so that means next year they would be worth 120. Okay? And maybe somebody thinks they're going to make it there. But if you go look, Snow's not supposed to do that for 3 years. So for 3 years, now you tell me in 3 years, if somebody new comes out, some new technology that comes out, or AI or something else, that destroys their business. Right? That's easy, fast math. That's fast math. Okay? Now, last thing, and we'll get going here, is the PEs are not just the PEs, the premium he's charging is stupid. Okay? SNPS, synopsis. Now, it was down. I don't know what it's doing this morning. I haven't looked. Hold on. SNPS, synopsis. Okay, it's down. It's at 450. The 500 calls are $8. 50 points up are $8 in a market like this, where it doesn't go up like that. $8. If it was $1, I wouldn't have bought it. I would have bought it at 30 cents. It's $8. He just took your $8 for no reason. And if you're buying these things way out there, you're going to get butchered. Nothing goes up like this. You may get Axon. Axon, you didn't make any money. They were $25 there. You went from 25 to 40. Yes, you made $15. You didn't even get a double. It went up 90 points. Okay? So that's scummy. That's scummy. Okay? NVIDIA, great numbers, great everything. People are concerned. What I'm hearing is NVIDIA, the only way NVIDIA goes up now is if they get smart, if Jensen starts following Sam and says, we need to do a special dividend. And then people will buy it for the special dividend. Because people think, let's say he was making $2 billion. Then he made $4 billion. Then he made $8 billion. Then he made $16 billion. Then he made $32 billion. Now he's making $60 billion. Quarter. $60 billion. What happens the first time he makes $50 billion? The stock gets cut in half. It will get cut in half. So they just don't know when that's going to happen. He keeps telling you it's not going to happen for many years. Maybe he's right, maybe he's wrong, but that's not Wall Street. Wall Street is like, I'm going to panic now and worry later. Okay? Interesting. We had AppLovin. What a play on that. 1.2, they went to 10 yesterday. 1.2 to 10. Okay? Jane Street. It appears that So Jane Street, somehow, they get approval to be a market maker for one of these ETFs or whatever. There's only 4, okay? So they're one of the people. So it appears that they manipulated the price of Bitcoin every time. So people figure this out. So like I have figured out this silver on every Friday in the last hour for the last 6 times, pops or drops $1 to $1.50. Okay? So Jane Street, every day at 10 a.m., and I haven't figured out 9 a.m. or 10 a.m., every day for over a year, they sell Bitcoin. They take it straight down. And it's a synthetic. So they're making money on all the derivatives. Now, let me tell you, I feel, because Sam is cocky as shit, and you guys know me, I think I'm borderline genius level understanding of the markets. Now, I may not know shit about anything else, okay? I mean, you can tell by my knowledge of the Cowboys, I don't know shit, right? Okay. So, but, or the Lions, just think you've taken them. Anyway, so borderline genius in this stuff. And I read that article 5 times, and I don't know shit about it. I don't understand it. I don't know how they're doing it. Don't understand it. It's okay. If you don't know shit, it's okay to say you don't know shit. Somebody calls up Kramer, he looks at a chart and gives you, oh, I think this is going to happen. He may not even know what the company is or what they do. This is what I've always said to people. If you don't know nothing about it, just say. Somebody asked me about a stock, I don't know, JNI, whatever. And I said, I don't know it. I don't even know what they do. That's okay. And then if you want to go learn about it, go learn about it. But what I know is everybody is saying they manipulated Bitcoin. And if there's a way to do this. Now, next thing, and the reason this becomes important, is they're saying they got a big position in Micron, Jane Street. And they're doing the exact same thing to Micron. That every time it pops, they're forcing it down right away. Now, they just got lost a suit and all this other stuff. Maybe that stops. Okay? Interesting. SanDisk was up at 663 this morning at my number. Right there. Isn't that interesting? It's back up. It's about to go. Let's see. Now, one other reason where SanDisk and Micron may be going down. So here's the thing. You have to think about everything. I tell you all the time, to become halfway good, if you want to sniff being as good as Sam, that's like, if you want to be 1% as good as Sam, you have to think of everything. Okay? You have month end. Tomorrow, last day. MU and SanDisk are up massive. Are these funds selling it? I understand it's not quarter end, but a lot of them report monthly. Are they selling it, and they're going to buy the hell out of it on Monday, and SanDisk goes up 100 and Micron goes up 50 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Possible. Not saying that's happening. It's just possible. Okay? Because we're trying to figure out a reason. Okay? It's a reason. And then we see. Okay? That's what we know. Interesting. Watch NVIDIA. It just doesn't seem to go. He's taking money from both sides again. I thought maybe the numbers were going to be this good, it would go. But Jensen has to get smarter and say, why, how do I make my stock go? Why doesn't he just do a special dividend? People say, oh, a buyback is more efficient. A buyback is not more efficient. You know why? Because they don't do the buyback. Let me tell you, if CRM was so good, he would have said, we're going to go borrow money, and we're going to borrow enough money to buy back $50 billion in our stock. Now we'll have debt. That means it doesn't go. That means it drops to 100. Now you have debt for a company. Interesting, right? Interesting. Okay, SPX getting better. NASDAQ not as good. Let's get going here. SPX up 7. 69.52. 69.72. 7,000, 7,009. Underneath every single time. 100% of the time right now. Now, at some point, it won't be 100. It'll be 95. Every single time it gets to 69.85, somewhere in there, we drop 50. We drop 50. It's not there yet. Understand that. 69.32, 6,900. LITE ripped. Think we had these. It was at 680, and we bought the 750s at 8 because we're just trying to see how this plays. 70 points up at 8. Well, they went to 10, they went to 12, and they went to 10. We sold them. I mean, because it was moving 10 points. And then yesterday it moved 50. They went to 35. Now it's come down 3 days in a row. I mean, three hours in a row. So it's back down. Then we see. NVIDIA at 201, 206, underneath 191. Carvana doesn't seem to break, doesn't seem to go up. Is what it is. Any break of 300 will take it to 280, so just wait. You sit there and say, Sam told me if it breaks 300, it's going to go to 280. So you sit there and you twiddle your fingers and you sit there and then you go get this paint by number set and you just because remember you paint things on the wall, numbers on the wall. So you get this paint by number set and say, oh, because I can't stay inside the lines because that was a shitty color or whatever with your crayons. You're doing painting now. You don't know what the hell you're doing there either. And you're just painting, doing nothing. You're twiddling your fingers, waiting for Carvana to get the next to 300. And then when it does, you get a 1 to 20 and you don't miss it. Meanwhile, for the next year and a half, maybe it goes to 400, 500, and you say, it never went to Sam's 300, so we never bought puts. But we remember that number because we remember stuff. You can go paint it on your ass too if you want. MasterCard, 511, 522, underneath 500 dives. Avago, not going. People ask me yesterday, do you like Avago? I said, I like Avago 3 weeks out. Not now. For earnings. Better to do that. 336 up, 321 down. Snowman, 181 up, 161 down. ASML, strong as hell, 1562 up, 1500 down. Goldman Sachs, ripper. See if we can get this to 950. We get 20 on those. 4 to 20 would be nice. 952 up, 973 beast, underneath 909. CrowdStrike, if the market is real, then CrowdStrike has to go 30. Now, I'm not telling you CrowdStrike is worth $30 more. It's not. Okay? But something that drops 150 has to go up 30 for it to be anything. Caterpillar, 772. It's been two weeks now where it's slowed down. DE goes up 75 and drops 55. Off screen. Silver back to 79. Now, the silver thing was interesting. So, if the market is buying gold and silver, maybe the market wasn't ready to go higher. Now, silver is dropping. But just know, silver is loved. They love it. Now, all the mines and all that stuff, who knows what happens. We'll stock both the 80s and the 78s. But we're going to buy them for tomorrow, but we're going to buy them tomorrow in the last hour. Okay? Interesting. CRM, 192, 200, under 181. Coin, if it can get through 186, can probably get to 192, but Bitcoin needs to get through 71. Very straightforward. App11, 426, 438. Lily, there's a beast number, 1067. I don't know when that happens or when that breaks, but when it does, it's going to 1133. We had a chance on Monday. You bought something at 2, it went to 6. And then it dropped to 5, and then dropped to 4, and then it went to 6. If you didn't sell it, Oh well. SanDisk, 663, 682, 691. Don't know if they're selling it into the month end or what. Micron, is it being manipulated? Maybe. 438. NDX is weak. MicroStrategy 141. Tesla 422. That's what we know. That's what we know. ISRG is not on this screen, so let me go look. 509, 522. If you like ISRG, I would go find out when the earnings date is. It has to be on their website, not just a made-up date, okay? And go buy the 550s for earnings. I think that's how it typically would work on that, okay? That's what we know. That's what we know. Everybody have a great trading day. See you in chat. I understand the call is long, but it's really good stuff. Thanks.